Hi, I'm Chef Raphael and welcome to today's video. Now today's recipe, I'm going to show you how to make a perfect vegetarian sandwich. I get lots of questions on which is the best cheese to use. Well, personally over the years I've been using Sirimon cheese, and one thing about it, it uses unpasteurized milk. And another fun fact about it, especially when I have catering gigs, it's vegetarian safe. They use vegetarian rennet to make the cheese, which means for sure a vegetarian can actually take it. Another thing about it, they do not add any additional artificial additives to make the cheese. And also it's available locally in all leading supermarkets like Carrefour, Quickmart and Naivas, and online on sirimon.co.ke/shop. More info on the description below. So welcome to the show. Now today's recipe as part of my series of videos where we are cooking with cheese. The sandwich, it can be a burger, it can be a sandwich. I'll start with the ingredients. So we have the bread, so it doesn't have to be the burger buns. It can also be regular bread, the sliced bread. So that's bread. So choose whatever bread that you feel you like. And then we have salt and pepper, and then mayonnaise. And the mayonnaise is actually to go into this salad that we're going to make. So the salad has red cabbage, white cabbage, a few dices of mixed colored peppers, and spring onions. As simple as that. But you could also add small chunks or small cubes of pineapple, apple, nuts if you like. You can add to that. And in fact, the main ingredient to this sandwich is the cheese. Now, Halloumi cheese. Halloumi cheese is the grilling cheese, it's the choma cheese. It's a very different type of cheese because it does not melt when you cook it. It's whoever came up with it, when you cook it, it will not, usually cheese will melt after some, at certain temperature, but this one doesn't. It has a rubbery taste when it's cold, but when it gets hot, or when it's cooked, it becomes soft and a nice flavor to it. So this will be like the replacement. If you're making a sandwich with meat, instead of meat, use this. So this is your protein. It has its own unique texture. All I'm going to do with it when I'm cooking it is just add salt, a little bit of salt because it has salt, and a little bit of salt and pepper, and just grill it, and you'll see how simple it is. So we'll come back to that, but let's make the salad for the sandwich. So a little bit of black pepper. I love black pepper, so I usually add that to every meal that I make. And then a little bit of salt. The reason why it has to be a little bit, because depending on the mayonnaise you use, mayonnaise usually has salt, so just add like that and then mix it. What I like doing when mixing is mix a little bit from one side and then mix the whole, the rest of it. So this is a salad. You can also add raisins. In fact, that's the other thing, some sweetness. It's up to you. So pineapple, apples, raisins, they go perfectly well. So you don't want to make it too wet with the mayonnaise. So I'll add a little bit more. I want it slightly more. Now I have on my videos, I have a recipe for homemade mayonnaise. You can also make your own homemade mayonnaise. I'll put the link to that on the description in case you're interested. So that's it. So this is the salad. So put it aside, and now I'll grab my cooker so that we cook the bread. I'll grill the bread. I'll toast the bread slightly, and then I'll show you how to grill the Halloumi cheese. Now the cheese is firm. It's kind of rubbery, and like I said, it has its own unique properties, especially when it's cooked. So the first thing, so this is already sliced, so all I need to do is now cut it into chunks that I'll put in the bread, so like that. So I'll cut into 3, and then I'll grill it as it is on each side. In case it's too thick on one side, you can always trim it. But then again, when it's cooked, it will become a little bit soft, softer than it is right now, but not melted. So we'll place this aside, and for the bread, I want the bread to be toasted. Again, this is kind of optional, but gives it some nice flavor. So I'll cook it on my pan. So when it comes to toasting, what I've done, I've put a little bit of butter and then put the bread facing down. Then just make sure that the bread has the butter, and then let it toast until it's golden brown. So this is how you want it. This is kind of optional, but it makes the difference in terms of flavor. Like that. So I'll pause, and then we'll work on the cheese after all the bread is done. Season it a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides, and then place it on the pan, hot pan, with a little bit of oil. You can also choose to put a little bit of oil on the cheese, and then like that. Be toasted. The heat should not be too high, should be medium heat. Don't want it to burn. It can even stick on the pan, but the thing about it, what you want is for it to have that nice brown color on both sides. The reason why you're using a little bit low heat is because you also want the heat to penetrate into the cheese. If you have to, you can add a little bit of oil, because oil will also help it not stick. And again, the idea is for the heat also to penetrate into the sandwich. I'll turn off the heat and then let the residual heat keep cooking the cheese on the pan, and now we'll assemble everything together. So before I assemble, let me show you what I meant by the cheese becoming a little bit soft. See, it's not as hard as it was, so it's a little bit soft on the inside, but not melted. And the main thing whenever you're grilling, when it's browned, you can reduce the heat, so that when it's browned on both sides, reduce the heat, leave it on the pan like I have done, and let that heat keep penetrating into the cheese. And now this will be perfect. If you have it on too high heat, it will burn on the outside, but the inside will still be hard. So I have my salad here and my bread that is toasted. Now on the bottom side, the bottom bread is where I'll place the salad. Not too much. And then my mouth is actually watering right now. Can taste, can just imagine the flavor that I'll get. So 2 pieces on each, then place 1 piece on top. That's halloumi cheese. And then this on top, and then it's perfect sandwich. Now I'm going to cut into one. The crunch of the bread. That's how it looks on the inside. Now I can just imagine I'm actually going to bite into one. You can see the many different colors now. The red, think of the colors when you're making your salad, and then or the flavor. Like I said, you can add apples, pineapples, raisins, if you want a sweet flavor. Then perfect. Now there's something about the bread as well that will make it complete. Now this bread has some flesh. Now if you use sliced bread, it will not have the same effect. So this type of bread, like a burger bun, will be perfect because you have the bread, you have the inside, which is the cheese and the salad, and then the bread. When you bite, they actually make sense in your mouth. And I'm looking forward to your comments on how yours turns out. Remember, today we are using Halloumi cheese, so I hope you'll enjoy yours. And until next time, I'm signing out. I'm Chef Raphael.